looking for some trouble, so I can shut it down. You don't want to cross me, I will do you in. Said I'm not your brother, said I'm not your friend, said I'm trouble. Well, I'm a midnight flyer, said I'm trouble.
Popped a button, there's no time to spare. Pop it back on with the all-new
heartworm and flea medications delivered to your home, saving you time.
It's time to sit down in your house. Ron's Championship Wrestling is coming at you. Wrestling the way it was meant to be, old style. Now your host for Ron's Championship Wrestling, Ron Wright and Terry Landell.
Welcome to Ron's Championship Wrestling. You know, Ron, we got Thanksgiving's over, and we got a real big show coming up in Knoxville, Tennessee on December the 14th on a Saturday night. It's a real special night, Christmas for the kids. This thing comes once a year, and for all you families out there, if anybody outside of Knoxville, anything needs any help with Christmas for the kids, needing toys and everything, they can call me and Ron, Ron, that's a big thing, ain't it?
Big thing. Been a big thing in Knoxville for years, years, and years.
Ron, on today's show, you brought some old tapes in the studio in here today, and, we're going to be showing something that happened in 1976.
76 or 77. I forget the exact dates of it, but they go way back, Landell.
The Mongolian Stomper got a brick broke over him on WBR Channel 10 in 76 with Joe Duke, and then the manager, Gorgeous George Jr., done it on the Stomper. And I'll tell you what, Ron, on today's show, man, I mean, there's a lot of people, more people's calling in on our show right here, talking about Ron's Championship Wrestling. Ron, we're going to start doing these old tapes, TV taping starting December the 28th on a Saturday evening. So wrestling fans out at the National Guard Armory in Knoxville, Tennessee, and Ron, that's another good thing that you're doing and I'm doing. We're trying to bring all this stuff back to old style.
Amen.
And Ron, I'll tell you what, let's go to this tape right now, and everybody sit down in your house right here on Saturday morning, call your friends and tell everybody about Ron's Championship Wrestling.
It brings your blood back for a few years.
This is an old tape right here. Let's go to that tape right now.
The Mongolian Stomper, 6 feet 2 inches tall, 272 pounds. One of the most powerful wrestling machines in the sport today. Attitude and unpredictable habits, his contract has been carried by no less than 4 managers. It seems as though his greatest achievements have been under the watchful eye of Gorgeous George Jr., who is currently handling the affairs of the Mongolian. Called by his manager the 8th wonder of the world. Now you will see one of the reasons why. Before you is one of professional wrestling's strongest men, Joe LeDuc. Witness what happens when the concrete block balanced on his head is smashed by the Stomper. Now watch as Gorgeous George Jr. breaks a block on the head of the Mongolian. Take a look at that once again in slow motion. It takes a powerful man to stand up under that kind of blow. Although it would be impossible to list all the championships won by the Stomper throughout his career,
Well, I'll tell you, Terry, I'd like to good viewing watching that
Buddy,
video.
that
and
right
I'll tell
there
you,
was a
I'd like,
good
to,
one.
I'd like to invite everybody down here now, December the 14th, right here in Knoxville, Tennessee, at the National Guard Armory, having a big free show out here. All you people have got to do is bring us a toy for the admission so we can give it to some of the needy children. And that's got to make everybody feel good to come out and see the quality type matches we've got lined up here the 14th. And it's got to really do everybody's heart good from way down deep to bring a toy to give to some child that wouldn't have a toy Christmas if it wasn't for you people bringing them in to give to them.
You know, Ron, there's a lot of people calling us and a lot of people wanting to help us. If there's anybody out there would like to donate any money or any toys or anything that don't like wrestling, y'all can give us a call. All these toys goes for a good cause, and, all the wrestlers donating their time that night. And, this thing's once a year. And, Ron, after we do the Christmas for the Kids, Christmas night in Knoxville, Tennessee, that's another big night. And, and then that Saturday night on the 28th, we're going to be having wrestling return right back.
Live wrestling right there.
And, Ron, if there's anybody out there that needs to raise any money in organizations and would like to have Ron's Championship Wrestling in your town, give us a call.
Yeah, and we'd like to appreciate all you people that's already been calling. It means a lot to us. Shows us what kind of faith that these organizations have by giving us a call and giving them an opportunity to bring Ron's Championship Wrestling to your town for any organization. So just get the phones busy and give us a call and we'll work it out for you.
Ron, we need to go to this other tape with talking about the Mongolian Stomper. We seen him right there a few minutes ago, but we got a tape when he was in Atlanta with old Don Carson. That brings back a lot of memories. And just like you said, Ron's Championship Wrestling's coming back the old style. If you bring your kids to Ron's Championship Wrestling, you see a good family, clean show, the old type wrestling. And Ron, why don't we just go to that tape right now?
Let's go to it. People, you're going to enjoy another one that we've dug up for you, too. So let's let it roll and let everybody enjoy that.
More and more obvious that the Stomper and Mr. Carson had underestimated the total capabilities of Steve-O. Good shoulder smash. Up and over his man. Steve-O rolls in behind him. A rolling reverse. Steve-O had 1, 2. And the Stomper in trouble, and the Stomper backing away from Steve-O. And Steve-O now beginning to uncork with everything he's got. To a rear chin lock on the Stomper. So Steve-O keeping the Stomper under control.
He is not under control yet, Gordon. He's just giving this guy a good match right here. And let me tell you something. The guy is going to explode. The Mongolian Stomper is going to explode. And this might be it right here.
Stomper ripping across the eyes of Steve-O. Now the Stomper using the forearm very effectively.
Gordon, I told you, Gordon. I told you. Take a look at the man laying down on the mat right now.
The Stomper now using the foot so very effectively, a lateral press. Steve-O powers out before the count of 3, however. Steve-O having his problems in the Stomper, now smashing Steve-O into the turnbuckle. And Steve-O is going to have to shake those cobwebs free. Steve-O caught him good coming off the ropes. Caught him again in the midsection, and Steve-O battling back. Steve-O now fighting fire with fire. Steve-O brings him up. Beautiful atomic knee drop by Steve-O. Steve-O in with a lateral press.
Come on, Steve!
Has him in the airplane spin. Steve-O has got him up in the airplane spin, and this could be all she wrote. Carson starting to come in, caught. And it is Steve-O with a lateral press. And now Steve-O after Carson was pulling the leg of the Stomper. Steve-O after Carson in. The Stomper charged, caught Carson. Steve-O in behind his man. Has him Carson started to come into the ring. He's in the ring. Steve-O catches him a full body slam. The referee calls for the bell, but it was obvious here. Steve-O had him. Steve-O had the Stomper. He had the Stomper. There's no question about that. There's the Stomper, of course, in the ring. At that time, he was the national heavyweight champion. Dusty Rhodes, who was scheduled to wrestle, could not, and you're taking his place.
Well, you know, Carson and the Stomper were just ecstatic that Dusty Rhodes was not around. They thought they had things going their own way. And right now, they're just kind of laughing, joking to themselves because they had taken care of this thought of Dusty Rhodes, and then they just loved me. So, you know, when the people start cheering for you and the adrenaline starts flowing, it's a whole different story. You get inside the Omni, you know, and it's one of the biggest arenas in the country. And when the people start cheering for you, I may say this a lot of times, but you know, it drives wrestlers onto things. It drives them onto things they never thought they could achieve. In the Olympics, you know, the adrenaline flows, it drives athletes on. But it's just the same way in the Omni. It drove me to come up with something I never thought I could come up with, and it was just enough to get by in the match.
Well, it's the one thing that, question about that. A stunned Don Carson charges into the ring. An equally stunned Mongolian Stomper. Those shoulders were down for the count of 3. We saw it, and of course, this man who is with me right now, Steve-O, the new national heavyweight champion, and certainly, again, our congratulations.
Well, you know, Gordon, those are moments...
Well, I'm telling you, I hope everybody enjoyed that tape. It really brings back some vivid memories in my mind from some of the past matches that I had with that Don Carson. He's down there managing, and I'm telling you, that's just unbelievable.
That's some of the things that you've probably done. I mean, you know, doing a little cheating.
I wouldn't do nothing like that, Landell. You know me better than that. I'm a better upstanding man than that today, that is now.
I understand, Mr. Wright. You know, Mr. Wright, you know, we seen Les Thatcher on here, and, you know, Les Thatcher's going to be making his... the big 60 minutes, the 1-hour show that we're going to start first of the year. Things going to come on from 10 to 11. And Les Thatcher will be doing our TV taping with us and, you know, opening up the show. And I think, Ron, it's, you know, I don't know how you've done it, but you've got all these old tapes, and you've dug up this, and they even had this right here on Southeastern Wrestling. And you know, I just don't understand, you know, how you've been doing it, but, you know...
I've got a lot of connections, Landell. You know, whether I used to be the world's most hated wrestler, but my old golden years, I think I've turned out to be the most lovable ex-wrestler.
Well, I guess that's your side, I understand. I understand, but hey, let's talk about this December the 14th in Knoxville, Tennessee, a big free show. Hey, you wrestling fans need to call the, you know, the wrestling school. Ron, what about your wrestling school right here, buddy?
Well, the wrestling school's doing good, you know. We've given numbers to call here to the wrestling office down there where we've got the ring doing the training. You know, I'm getting a lot of calls at home over that wrestling, but this call, we give you the number right here on TV, and anybody wants to get in and get trained, we're going to try to train some more top-notch wrestlers here. We've had a lot of well-trained wrestlers that came out of this East Tennessee area, and I'd like to bring some more people up and make them famous too, Landell. So just give us a call. We'll be glad to work with anybody out there that we feel like's got talent and has an opportunity to go a long way in this wrestling world.
Well, you know, Ron, on Personality Profile, we've got a local guy from Knoxville, Tennessee, Sammy V.
Sammy V.
And we're going to go to a break, and we'll be right back with Personality Profile. Sit down in your house.
Hello, I'm Ricky Morton of the Rock and Roll Express, and I'm coming for you from Ron's Championship Wrestling. Now, your dreams can come true. If you want to be a professional wrestler, call the number right here below the screen. I'm talking about the legend himself, Ron Wright.
Hey, wrestling fans. Having car problems, or are you just trying to avoid them? Well, in either case, get over to Economy Auto Service on East Magnolia Avenue. From transmissions to tune-ups, parts, or even if you don't know what the problem is, Economy Auto Service has bumper-to-bumper service to take care of your auto problem. That's Economy Auto Service at 1925 East Magnolia Avenue, or call them at 522-7845. Once again, that's Economy Auto Service, 1925 East Magnolia Avenue, or 522-7845. Tell them Ron sent you.
Hello there, wrestling fans. None other than Ron Wright from Ron's Championship Wrestling right here in Knoxville, Tennessee. I want to introduce you to a good friend of mine just in case you ever need bonded out of jail here anywhere in this part of the country in Knoxville. Mr. Brent Woods, the man you need to call.
Thanks, Ron. Well, I'm Brent Woods with Tennessee Bonding Company. If you ever go to jail in Anderson, Knox, Jefferson, Granger, or Cobb County, for your fastest way out of jail, please give me a call. Brent Woods with Tennessee Bonding Company.
She knows who to call. Ace Lock and Key, 546-9400.
You need a new vehicle? Then get over to Planet Knoxville Auto Center before you make any decisions. They have your next new used vehicle. Whether it's a truck, car, hardtop, or ragtop, Planet Knoxville has a wide selection to choose from. And no need to worry about credit problems. Everybody rides at Planet Knoxville Auto Center, located 1 mile from Walmart at 6416 Clinton Highway, or give them a call at 938-4818. That's Planet Knoxville Auto Center on Clinton Highway. Tell them the K-Town Daddy sent you.
Somebody say something about Fired Up, Ron's Championship Wrestling. Check it out what it says. Ha! Now, you want to come down and get some of the real deal? I heard Ricky Morton say he was going to be down there training Ron. I don't know if Ron will have him or not. But call this number. I'll be on this half of the building, and Ricky Morton will be on that half. But if you want a shot to be a championship wrestler, come on, call Ron right now at this number.
Hello, and welcome to Personality Profile on this week's edition of Ron's Championship Wrestling. Today's special guest, Sammy V. Sammy, welcome to our program.
Ron, it's great to be here on Personality Profiles. You're doing a great job here on PAX.
Well, thank you. Thank you. What we want to do, we want to go back and recap your history just a little bit. Give us a little background information on yourself, some of your athletic skills, and what you did as a high school athlete, and we'll come up to date from there.
You know, I went to Fulton High School, played football there. I went to Morehead State and played a year. And I decided, I want to do something else. And wrestling come along, and I started to get into it. I was trained by Deke Rivers. I've been in about 8 years now, and I'm here in Ron's Championship Wrestling, trying to get to the top.
We know Deke was very popular as a preliminary wrestler for a lot of organizations back in late 70s, early 80s. I remember him from Georgia Championship Wrestling, Jim Crockett's Mid-Atlantic, Southeastern. He was very well known in this part of the country, so to have been trained by him is a real compliment.
Yes, it was an honor for him. You know, I went to him, and, I begged him for 3 or 4 weeks, and finally decided, and, here I am, and I'm going to try to reach that heavyweight championship.
All right. What actually inspired you to become a professional wrestler?
I'm glad you asked that. Here recently, I've had the opportunity to preach at our church 4 times now, and December the 8th at 6 o'clock at City View Baptist Church, I'll be delivering a message again. And I just wanted to get popular where people will know me and I could be a youth evangelist later on.
Well, we want to relay a positive message to the fans and the public out there and let them know that there's good, and we want to bring across a good message. And, Ron's Championship Wrestling is trying to bring back the old style of wrestling, and I think we're going to do a good job at that. So far, it's going real well, and I know a lot of the fans are excited, and I'm excited. I know we've got a lot of exciting things coming up here in the near future here in the area.
I like the old school, too, because that's what we grew up with watching. I watched Ron Wright for years, and I got to meet him at a friend's house, a long time ago, and it was a great honor to meet Ron Wright, and finally to get to work for Ron Wright.
Right. Well, I met Ron probably a couple of years ago. A lot of people have asked me about this hat that I wear on the program over and over again.
I want to know about that myself.
This is a hat with Dark Rider Motorsports. It's a go-kart racing team. That's what I do on the side. I've got 2 great guys, Aaron Pilkington and Donnie Cook, do a great job. Ron's helped us a lot, and we appreciate it. Sammy, very quickly, who was your first match with?
Well, my first match was JT Coleminer in Fairview, North Carolina.
What about your toughest match?
It had to be the legendary himself, the Mongolian Stomper.
I remember the first time I met him in person was July of 1988 at the Johnson City Recreation Center. I was back at the concession stand, and he was standing back there in the dressing room, and I walked up and wanted to know if I could shake hands with him, and it was a real honor. He was the man that inspired me to become a wrestling fan. So, Sammy, I believe that's about all the time we have for this week's edition of Personality Profile. I want to thank you for stopping in.
I appreciate you having me, and hope to see you soon.
Wrestling fans, we'll be back next week with another Personality Profile.
Somebody say something about Fired Up, Ron's Championship Wrestling. Check it out what it says. Ha! Now, you want to come down and get some of the real deal? I heard Ricky Morton say he was going to be down there training Ron. I don't know if Ron will have him or not. But call this number. I'll be on this half of the building, and Ricky Morton will be on that half. But if you want a shot to be a championship wrestler, come on, call Ron right now at this number.
You need a new vehicle? Then get over to Planet Knoxville Auto Center before you make any decisions. They have your next new used vehicle. Whether it's a truck, car, hardtop, or ragtop, Planet Knoxville has a wide selection to choose from. And no need to worry about credit problems. Everybody rides at Planet Knoxville Auto Center, located 1 mile from Walmart at 6416 Clinton Highway, or give them a call at 938-4818. That's Planet Knoxville Auto Center on Clinton Highway. Tell them the K-Town Daddy sent you.
Ace Lock and Key. She knows who to call. Ace Lock and Key, 546-9400.
Hello there, wrestling fans. None other than Ron Wright from Ron's Championship Wrestling right here in Knoxville, Tennessee. I want to introduce you to a good friend of mine just in case you ever need bonded out of jail here anywhere in this part of the country in Knoxville. Mr. Brent Woods, the man you need to call.
Thanks, Ron. Well, I'm Brent Woods with Tennessee Bonding Company. If you ever go to jail in Anderson, Knox, Jefferson, Granger, or Cobb County, for your fastest way out of jail, please give me a call. Brent Woods with Tennessee Bonding Company.
Hey, wrestling fans. Having car problems, or are you just trying to avoid them? Well, in either case, get over to Economy Auto Service on East Magnolia Avenue. From transmissions to tune-ups, parts, or even if you don't know what the problem is, Economy Auto Service has bumper-to-bumper service to take care of your auto problem. That's Economy Auto Service at 1925 East Magnolia Avenue, or call them at 522-7845. Once again, that's Economy Auto Service, 1925 East Magnolia Avenue, or 522-7845. Tell them Ron sent you.
Hello, I'm Ricky Morton of the Rock and Roll Express, and I'm coming from you from Ron's Championship Wrestling. Now, your dreams can come true. If you want to be a professional wrestler, call the number right here below the screen. I'm talking about the legend himself, Ron Wright.
Well, you know, Ron, right there with personality profile, and there's somebody different. And that's what cracks me up about you. You know, you've dug all these old tapes up, and you're bringing personality profile, and you know, you're getting different talent here. Like last week, you know, you had Rock and Roll Express Ricky Morton here, and you had Wildfire Tommy Rich.
Let's
and I mean,
it to Ron. I'll put a little class in this thing here, and we'll get this.
Is that why it's named after Ron Wright, the big legend? You know,
you got a legend in here. You know, I was always a classy man, and you got to do it upright. These personality profiles, I love them. These old tapes we dug up, I just. Landell, I could sit and watch them tapes for hour on hour on hour. But the good thing about it, we're going to have some live studio wrestling coming up here just in a few weeks. So we'll really get things mixed up, shake out, and throw it out of the bag and see where we go from there.
You know, Ron, just like I said a little bit earlier there, on December the 14th in Knoxville, Tennessee, and if anybody's watching outside of Knoxville, you know, hey, we're looking for towns to, you know, if you want Ron's Championship Wrestling come to your town, you all need to call us right now. And right there's the phone number, 865-973-8092. And Ron, we're talking about the wrestling school. You got a good wrestling school right here. And you know, this thing's just a booming every day. Hey, let's go to a commercial and we'll be right back.
Ace Lock and Key. She knows who to call. Ace Lock and Key, 546-9400.
You need a new vehicle? Then get over to Planet Knoxville Auto Center before you make any decisions. They have your next new used vehicle. Whether it's a truck, car, hardtop, or ragtop, Planet Knoxville has a wide selection to choose from. And no need to worry about credit problems. Everybody rides at Planet Knoxville Auto Center, located 1 mile from Walmart at 6416 Clinton Highway, or give them a call at 938-4818. That's Planet Knoxville Auto Center on Clinton Highway. Tell them the K-Town Daddy sent you.
Somebody say something about fired up. Ron's Championship Wrestling. Check it out what it says. Ha! Now you want to come down and get some of the real deal? I heard Ricky Morton say he was going to be down that train at Ron. I don't know if Ron will have him or not. But call this number. I'll be on this half of the building, and Ricky Morton will be on that half. But if you want a shot to be a championship wrestler, come on, call Ron right now at this number.
Hey, wrestling fans. Having car problems, or are you just trying to avoid them? Well, in either case, get over to Economy Auto Service on East Magnolia Avenue. From transmissions to tune-ups, parts, or even if you don't know what the problem is, Economy Auto Service has bumper-to-bumper service to take care of your auto problem. That's Economy Auto Service at 1925 East Magnolia Avenue, or call them at 522-7845. Once again, that's Economy Auto Service, 1925 East Magnolia Avenue, or 522-7845. Tell them Ron sent you.
Hello there, wrestling fans. None other than Ron Wright from Ron's Championship Wrestling right here in Knoxville, Tennessee. I want to introduce you to a good friend of mine just in case you ever need bonded out of jail here anywhere in this part of the country in Knoxville. Mr. Brent Woods, the man you need to call.
Thanks, Ron. Well, I'm Brent Woods with Tennessee Bonding Company. If you ever go to jail in Anderson, Knox, Jefferson, Granger, or Cobb County, for your fastest way out of jail, please give me a call. Brent Woods with Tennessee Bonding Company.
Hello, I'm Ricky Morton of the Rock and Roll Express, and I'm coming from you from Ron's Championship Wrestling. Now, your dreams can come true. If you want to be a professional wrestler, call the number right here below the screen. I'm talking about the legend himself, Ron Wright.
We've had one good day here, Landell, and something I want to really get over to you wrestling fans. We're returning here in Knoxville at the Armory out here, December the 14th. It's a night that everybody out here that's watching this can go buy them a toy for a needy child, bring it to the matches. That will be your admission for the matches. It'll make you feel good down deep in your heart and soul, and you know it's going to make some lucky child in the area here that otherwise wouldn't have a toy for Christmas, make them get up Christmas morning and be tickled to death that old Santa Claus runs there.
I tell you, Ron, we've had a real good show, just like you said. You know, it's all about the kids outside of Knoxville, inside of Knoxville, and, you know, once again, you know, there's anybody up there who wants to train to get involved in wrestling, they need to call Ron Wright right here in Knoxville. If anybody needs to raise any money, Ron, right here, you know, your chance to bring Ron's Championship Wrestling. You know, we're getting ready to go to Kentucky, up in Virginia. You know, this thing,
everywhere.
You know, we're doing real good now,
Had
Ron.
good response to it. We appreciate all you people calling, and just give us a little time coming up here. First of the year, we're going to start our live TV matches.
With
and
Les
that's when
Thatcher.
we're going. Got old Les Thatcher coming in to help do the program. We'll get it all thrown up in a pot, boil it up, and stir it around, and it's untelling what's liable to come out of these TV.
Well, you know, Ron, I'd like to thank you for you showing up right here today on your TV show.
Well,
you know,
good.
God bless you. You know, stay tuned next Saturday for Ron's Championship Wrestling. God bless you.
God bless all of you. You have a good evening, and turn us in every week. We love you all, and we appreciate you from the bottom of our heart. Good night.